The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes, clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it. The sentiment is called anti-centennial nostalgia.
Yes?
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all. Of course. What can I help you with? Me? I am...
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something else in her rigid posture.
I'm working. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. Well, as you probably know, there's a corpse hanging from a tree there. It smells pretty bad.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up. You can get...
Thank you.
Salts? Ammonium salts? Perhaps useful for later.
Of course. Where to? What do you mean? We're in Martinez, sir. This intersection is called Roundabout North, I think. There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really. The harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet, some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably. Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But it's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach. It's there, in the yard, right through the hole in the fence.
way over here. There's a drop of death in the spring air.
No problem.
She's very well composed. Back straight.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From another planet. It's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days. Yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak. Or he just likes unusual words. Or both.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need? He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries.
Ask for his conclusion.
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks.
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like, a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Maybe you should. Cops don't get paid much and the hours are long. Plus, you can get shot.
The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother. Okay, but do continue. You were asking about the strike?
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. Us lorry drivers. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere, to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not my thing. Drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. This rockin' beauty. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6?
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm. Ease into it. Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
I'm okay, man. Just... the jams got me down. The fumes, the
Maybe the full-on direct approach wasn't correct. Damn.
Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. The bosses, man. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck. If I had, say, 4 myself. Don't be a stranger.
Yes?
Before you stands a motor carriage. Vapor emanates. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from in the cab, welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
The handles are long and sleek. Snap, you can do good work with these. The pry bar feels nice and cold, useful for opening all. It's robust, weatherproof, and well made. Lets you see thick. The pull-out toolbox slides back. The frequency tableau lights up, and the green button, the soft purr of electrical kitten.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from...
Operating the radio is easy. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57.
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. I wonder what Kim's default radio station is.
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5, this is 41st.
The man uses relay code. You've got this.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay. 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-4, I hear you. I don't...
Is it him? What does he want?
He says he needs me.
Don't give that asshole anything.
Right. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. Anything else, sir? Over. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is very...
Any other good news?
He's saying he lost his badge.
He what? He lost his badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me! Mac, come here! You've got to hear this! Dick Mullen lost his badge!
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his badge.
He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying he lost it.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Orson was on...
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that.
New height even for Captain Soap?
Ask him. Sergeant Orson wants to know if you...
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? No. It's gone. It's not fucking on you.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Lying? Over the phone? It's easy. Just...
He says he didn't.
Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. Losing his badge is bad enough. Tell him to...
We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need further assistance? Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
The white suede feels like your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the... You feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics. After a while, you realize silence is your only answer. Of course it's only in your head, but it all... The smell of freshly treated leather. I'm good. Cherished and cared. At the bottom of the sea. So strange. The handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep inside the drivetrain, in the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. Arrayed as you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if...
There's no use pressing the hit button.
Translation. We're not going anywhere right now. worn and beaten wooden planks.
We can sit on benches after we've solved them.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscle, the antlers on the hood of the man's cloak, and his piercing blue eyes are familiar. Smells like worn cotton and a little old sweat there. Worn cotton with a side of flea mark.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on.
It's the man from Hendal.
Walking away from his burning village, yes. Ah. The man from Yelmdale is the hero of a series of... In fact, most people don't...
Hendal isn't a real place.
Neither is the man a real man, of course.
Wow, what?
Too rare.
That's dirt cheap.
But why? I deal in goods, not services.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. This Post Lavatorie milk, a faint sticker on the side reads, the box seems eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and Saint G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mail. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder. You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles and then accelerated straight into the driver proceeded to back up before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen.
You could follow the track.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid is just a trash container. Your fingers start to itch just looking at them.
We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or... We might want to ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one. And he also has...
Force time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under the lid, but it just isn't bending.
That is not the problem. From what I see, it's sturdy. Let's ask the manager for the key.
Kuno's got this!
If there ever was such a
Nappa Gumpy, Kuno! Right in the dick, Kuno!
Love it in the dick!
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body. The kid is obviously high.
Fuck that! The rake! You should throw...
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. Fuck no! Kuno doesn't buy that shit.
Fast. This kid has got street smarts.
The fuck are you talking?
He's calling us Kuno!
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me.
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast.
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, pig. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Why the yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Shitload pig.
Don't tell the pig
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows what you meant. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo phone. Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno!
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno? Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some fucking Mesk or I don't know. Some other...
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Why you got...
Friendly place. The drinks are on the house, okay? There were a lot of drinks on the tab. I still have to charge you for 3 nights.
He's shaken. Barter now and he...
Okay, fine. I'll take it off your bill. Sleep in a post-apocalyptic hellhole if you want to. Just know I won't give you another room. Not entirely cool. You still owe me 60 real for 3 nights stay. And for God's sake, watch out for yourself.
the way, where is home? The address is... But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. You don't really know, do you? South, maybe. Doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay. You can try. Run some address...
Hello again, sweetie. Oh, I'm perfectly all right. I'm more worried about you. What was that? Don't beat yourself up over it too much, dear. People do strange things when the old fight or flight kicks in. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck? Oh, no, I'm so...
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. This postler a faint sticker on the side. The box seems eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankfully.
The RCM in Martinez. We don't see a lot of police around. Of course. What can I help you with? Excuse me? Oh. Well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. Okay. Me?
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something else in her rigid posture.
I am pleased to meet you too, officer. Since the street sign's messed up, what do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment building, the harbor gates. Some kind of commotion, some shops and a bridge. Just coast. It's just water. No, actually, that...
Then all the way over here, there's a drop.
No problem.
She's very well composed. Back.
Of course.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves.
Sure, keep them.
Before you step vapor eminent, this must be in the cabin. You are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils, a metallic drill.
Take what you need.
The pry bar, useful for opening the handles. You can do good work. It's robust, lets you see things. The pull-out toolbox, the white suede. Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the smell of freshly... I'm good. You feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics. After a while, you realize, of course it's only in your head. The handle is pulled back. So in the cabin, you see a set. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It wants...
Translation. We're not going anywhere.
life. Doesn't I'll be with you in a moment.
Have you no shame?
René, you are...
I'm trying to.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab it. No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extreme rows and rows of Yamdala men blur your vision. You make maybe 100. Man from Yamdal, not even close. Man from Yamdal in hell. A small mountain of colorful board game books.
Welcome to Crime, Romance. Be welcome. And please take responsibility for the energy you bring. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture. Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Everything is on the shelves. Take a...
She smiles and nods.
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing... Wonderful! Did you talk to her? Why not? Was she not friendly enough? Were you not... Oh yes, okay, that makes sense. It's working then. Yes. Do browse our books, sir.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. These shelves are overburdened. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books.
Oh, crime, robberies, murders. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person...
Crime fiction. These books greatly overstate it. What's more, they complete not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth. You see, a killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the owner. Turns out he fated to solve a case. Yes, there's also the tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question. Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across a worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? Perhaps you're a noirish atmosphere. Then this is the book for you. The plaque on the shelf reads,
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yeah, a very influential... The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal... Perhaps for a layman...
Do her words seem...
Certainly. It's prudent for a person...
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's browsing through all suddenly. A high-speed love. Next to Irv's life. Next to that, Revacholian radio.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do browse, though. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you.
Several maps have been... The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda. A map. It's not really a map. Still, this large map displays Ozon, Laurentide, Fas Alamir disintegrating into in the northeast, a dust mite stands you can on Caillou, Revachol, 850. The ocean breaks apart connections to other worlds. You have little idea what they are. Perhaps they are gods. The north coast of a verdant island. To the east, rolling Hudon. It's somewhere to live. You feel you're just west of Cold.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. That old thing? It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location from when some design studio people tried to...
The place does not look like a...
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez. Your fingers through the various finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are. This bookstore is not strictly about crime.
Sir, please, I can't have you end up, like, opening a...
Amidst the various books, you find one written. These three things. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people... It serves platitudes, wholeness, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself. The book features chapters on topics. There's even a chapter on the ancient... You see a set of
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only. Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to...
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put... Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. You see some kind of charm. An irregular traditional Seminese ward. Inhabitants of Ile-de-Fant. Aside from poking at it suspiciously. A small mountain of
Wonderful Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole... Then you're a lucky man, officer. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a lousy auras. I've heard they turn people into
an endless... There's also books in a board game section. There's a box that price is steep. But then... The display rack is...
Oh, blood and violence, scantily clad women. What does it matter? If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hjelm Dalaman.
Rows and rows of Hjelm Dalaman. Maybe 100. Not even close. Man from...
Sir, step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games.
Books? Postcards? Easy. Even a kid would know all of this.
Yes, that's exactly it. You got it, sir. What about board games? Okay, sir. This was all very enlightened. Okay, sir. I'll try. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker...
There is stress and ease behind these.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed. Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case. But I don't seem...
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. No such thing.
Anything else you want? Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak up. Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead. Oh, kings and queens, and I think that's why people read them. To find...
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Mm-hmm.
This trash container is your fingers start to itch just looking at that padlock.
We could try using a pry bar, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar. Just a trash container. Your fingers start to itch.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
Left by work boots, anywhere from maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shut. 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 42. Standard work boot. 3. Hobnailed work. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 5. Another standard. 6. An aberration, light as air, impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. 7. The glowing up. 8. And yet another.
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? A week, maybe? 7 days would...
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
Interesting. Let someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer? No, it's not. Forget I said it. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no? You're right. Let's keep a low profile. 200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other?
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows. Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future a woman or a kid? Okay.
He knows it's hard to discern sex from a person's gait.
Understood. Anything else? What do I think? A mob of people. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a
Indeed. They all... Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over. The lieutenant's eyes now...
Either way. What else?
Inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? What do you see?
The corpse looks at you. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff.
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now. The worn map features the patchwork grid of
Kuno's got this!
if there ever was such a thing as
Oh yeah, for Goofy, Kuno! Right in the dick, Kuno!
It's loving in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are... The kid is obviously high.
Fuck that! The rake, he should throw
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. Fuck no!
Fast has got street smarts. The lieutenant is... There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industry. Yes? Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. They say hearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering it.
Yes, but containers contain things. Shiny.
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hacked. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Zone makes a lot of heavy equipment, but I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it, well, it doesn't seem too...
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies.
What are we doing? We're awfully close to... Or it could be that we are just exploring.
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast, you're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up here. Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right? He watches you melt down stoically. Nothing you can say would. Active genre for social real.
What do you see?
There he still is, looking right through you. Be still, the lieutenant. There's a good vague way to ask where he's...
Perhaps not. This is... See that ladder there? It's...
Looks like someone left his... When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle.
Yes, it's probably yours. You could probably make the jump.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane tower. That machine is a Kowalski.
Is it? But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. What are we doing? Or it could be that we adjust the cloak? I do... Well, it doesn't...
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. The worn Mac, your finger, finally.
Kuno, the pigs. Looks like it's time for me to go. I'm going away for a long...
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
Murder was the case they gave me. I'll die before I squeal, pig. You don't want to fuck with...
You can still see the top of her hat.
Kuno's got this.
If there ever was...
Oh yeah, never gumpy, Kuno. Right in the...
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and...
Fuck that! The rate he should...
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a guy.
We shouldn't do anything. You will see.
The language these kids are using. Pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
Alright.
The kid moves his hands like irregular speech patterns. Overconfidence. Could this kid be on drugs?
You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you... And then what? You fucking there?
He's trying to fuck at you again, Kuno.
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit.
You'd ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in you.
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
What?
What is this shit?
Fuck your shit back to normal. What is this?
No one saw that coming.
Of course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the Docky boys his gimps? Just fly, pig. Not everyone can fly like Kuno. You're old. You...
Moose piss is probably... Let's do it then. Don't be a pansy.
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't...
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need...
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mad.
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head after... Don't sweat it, drunk pig.
He's saying you climbed up there. He probably saw you do it. Yet, that conclusively explains how the coke got up.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little... Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno kicked. Fuck does Kuno know?
The lieutenant takes a quick note in his notebook.
It's a trap, Kuno. Don't climb it, Kuno.
Dunno. Keep that garden.
Kit is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Erie-Opagite descent.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Yeah. What was she doing in the greenhouse? Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something. Maybe she was preparing the garden. Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that.
Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, pig. Of course you do, fuckface. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno...
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third person.
Shoot that shit a shitload. Don't tell the pig.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Just a couple of pigs sniffing.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down... You heard Kuno? Kuno, I don't know. Mesco...
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp.
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Kuno's fuck gimp.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. You're testing Kuno.
Get lost!
Yeah, the kingdom of Kuno. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't...
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of maggot sideways. What are you talking about? You need to maggot up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already.
Yes? What do you want to know? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a... You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. Better than an imbecilic cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Later, anything else you wanted to know about the case? Good.
Tarpaulin cloak with possible osseous markings is still caught on the range. No, no, that's still too high. What were you thinking? You could have died there. Shit.
Hey, what happened? I understand. We can always come back when you're feeling better.
Old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the... All you hear is static, but no one answers the call. Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell.
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago. Well, this might be the last snow we get. Snow has nutrients in it.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow. Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see? That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbor gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you.
No, of course not. I don't understand what the kid did this, right? A red-haired rat? Can't say a sentence without or kipped. It is because he sent you to harass me, didn't he?
You've been resting here for quite a while, haven't you?
Yes.
I understand. The RCM isn't welcome here. And
there's silence. The smallest of smiles.
That's okay, miss. You have to do. I think we're done here.
As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some, even by the standards of the film. Well, he blew his own maladministration, foreshadowed the stories have it that he had his bed. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon. Instead of it, but wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the cocaine. His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years beneath the cold waters of the original was most historians think the cold some years ago. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen. People in Martinaise tend to disagree. Those critics might have him though. There's more to Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his not that he ever did in life either. Small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods the photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. No response, wherever this woman is.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone. Yes?
A Stars Rival, one of the finest Zimsk-made motor carriages ever. Not too many people outside of Grad and
A Star Rival KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time. An old case from my precinct. A couple of Zimsk migrants saw a Star Rival. They said it was an honor killing. Hussar style.
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Rivishon.
People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that. 4 years for murder in Reunion. The pups were remorseful.
The prisons in the greater Revachol industrial harbor are already full.
I tried to avoid drawing far-gone conclusions like these before actually examining the body. But my initial guess is the truth. Is that so, officer? I'll take you at your word. Yes, detective? You sure you're not Zimsk?
Yes, you're sure you're not. Or if you are, it's only it. A simple little cadence.
From another planet. It's the jam, I mean.
The anthem.
It's a traffic jam, but meanwhile we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Yeah.
It's official.
Feels like forever.
Mazout is an anti.
Yeah, man. So tell me, what do you need? He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All the kind of...
It's easy to see he's
analyzing the fundamentals.
Ask for his conclusion.
Nothing. I'm just messing with you, man. Don't mind my auto verbosity. It's like...
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Some pretty wild stuff I hear. I've heard talk there's a company...
Ah, yes. From the Wild Pines.
They want to keep that money...
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Maybe you should.
The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother. Okay, but do continue. You were asking...
Anything else? Us lorry drivers. Not my thing.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him. As if...
Oh.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. They usually get shot in the oxidants. This rockin' beauty. You interested in heavy-duty car machinery?
Motor lorry, also called
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one. We're pals on, but I can't just freely, not unless they have a legalized sports equipment.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Huh? Oh, the bosses, man. Makes sense. It sucks is what it does. Don't be a stranger.
Wow, you work hard. Oh, yes, you hustle. You're a provider. It's time. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. That's just what it's like. It ain't easy, but you, sure. And has it been easy? Are you rich? That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically, because of the taxes. G-Man, our tax is almost non-existent in the Boston estate that is Revachol. You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. 98% of all your money. Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight.
Life, I'll be with you.
Can you please?
Honey, you are the end.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slip. The metal feels cold and wet under your... That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? An hour would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical. You have truly wiped out all trace of yourself if you haven't thought about rum and lemonade yet. Forget about the bar. Or don't forget about it. You should totally try to get a drink there too. What happened, man? Get your drink on and your...
Can I help you? Mine? No.
Thank you for clearing it up.
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors.
I thought as much.
Well, yes.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Prod at him and find out.
What do you need them?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just they come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types.
Should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking them.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come. Oh.
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly find? Okay, the kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you want.
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Do I have a shaker in my hand?
It's not a shaker. It's nothing. He's holding nothing. It is but an imitation.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No, that's right. I'm the cafeteria manager.
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Well, you're not getting it! Oh,
this is a thoughtful exchange, but can we move on, please?
This trash container is well oiled. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Just the feeling. A warning from some part of you. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see milk and egg wrap. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows. The methodology in your finger. A box falls into pieces among the threadbare kitchen towels as the legs of the slut.
The victim's clothes? Better drop them in here, officer. Get your mark, blue jeans. Pockets, empty. Or empty. The bed is missing. That's it.
Something slimy catches your eye. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste.
This is a military type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rape.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste.
Alright, we should go to Garth again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force. Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and it's just a smooth.
The fuck's he on about, kids? You mean that can...
See?
The lieutenant nods. Then looks. It's just organic waste. Cold and... What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the app. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork? Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form. If you get in the trash. Boring. Try dangerous. We should do a thorough inventory of that. Be sure some has not fallen into the hands of the RCM's enemies, organized crime, or worse. Official notes sometimes contain informants' names, even undercover operatives. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
You pick out a rotten mug with an oddly racist depiction of the Yellow Man, for only in its social sensibility.
Mm-hmm.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
It's the legend found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging. There's a piece of toilet paper. Or is it? It's a metaphor. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. If you want it to be kitchen, it's not though. It's toilet paper. Still wet, the toilet paper. I mean, kitchen. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. Looks like an official mark. Made to be locked. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned.
What? Yes, allergen watermark used for adding information to RCM property. It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
Any capable light with right wavelength will do. Yes, RCM vehicles have had lights tuned especially to...
This means you can read the...
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers, they're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, case file, work, strife, poverty, the general quarter. These are handwritten back to January 51. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week. What do you mean? Is that all?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes, to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes. 2. That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you were making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. I prefer a normal caseload. It's a matter of method.
Like a fan of girls, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense. Yes, it appears your employer, shall we say, robust yet literate. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine. Yes, all caps. One is called, the next others appear more light-hearted. The guy's on a couch in an unexpected location. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close. There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages, once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete. The task you've completed, fill out of the kind green ape pen in a brush freehand similar to the rest. Inspect the interview. It's not exactly poetry, where poetry would be out of place. A satisfying slash sounds across the swashbuckle of that pen, Harry, and it feels good. Things to be done and things already done.
No, actually. Any ideas? Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start filling it the hell up. Yes, how very childish of you. In your and my defense, it's a holdover from the early days of the RCM. Right after the revolution, when the organization... Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one, the man with the hole in his head. That was, I pray his loved one. Ray spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cup. You don't exactly close them. So much as a distance. In the back, you see thin, translucent copy, then rip them from the book. 3. The topmost are miscopy. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red ink, a monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250. But they appear. These are quite sinister for the person to appear. All in a print so small it could be considered down. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. Something rattles inside, and something small inside. Lights, made of permeables. It's not hidden. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli. With your hands, you 4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board. Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41. Why yes, your precinct number is every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your say H. That is improbable. It takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still. The acidic stench of rotting food, you know, like the bits they put into public piss bowls. Probably remember when I said the smell of the upstairs bath soap? Why, yes it is. Among many other things. This, the 2 sides of the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, without resistance, or septic stubs and a handmade postcard. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawer. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. It smells of chew, a touch of cinnamon, the end